Say Shana, Africa, say it louder. Say Shana. Salam alaikum, assalamu alaikum, salam alaikum, assalamu alaikum, salam alaikum, assalamu alaikum, salam alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
United we stand, divided we fall. All we need is freedom. All we need is freedom. Free Africans free. Free Africans free.
Be free, be free, free from slavery. Free, be free, be free, free from slavery. Free, free yourself from mental slavery. Free, free yourself from mental slavery. Free, free yourself from mental slavery. Free, be free, be free, free from slavery. Be free, be free, free from slavery. Yeah.
We're here to speak the word. We're here to stop the war. We're here to speak the word. We're here to stop the war. We're here to speak the word. We're here to stop the war.
Salam alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Salam alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Salam alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Salam alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
It's not good, right?
Assalamu alaikum, African one. If you wanna be free, the most simplest one in the world. Get yourself the better with the reggae music coming straight to you from the one of the
It's
most.
breaking up. It's breaking up.
So many lying down on the streets, whatever them with their guns in the hands. Get yourself the most free time. I preach about freedom. Preach about freedom.
We're here to speak the word. We're here to stop the war. We're here to speak the word. We're here to stop the war. We're here to speak the word. We're here to stop the war.
Better look on the street as a lesson, youth. Stop violence as a lesson. You have to listen and be a man. The music we are doing is not a music for fun. We are preaching, hear it loud and clear. Hey, night and day, no slipping it out. Better preach, let the people hear. Better preach, let the blind feel. The sound of freedom and love. The sound of freedom and love. The sound of freedom and love. The sound African one love. In the production. Ethiopia. Salam alaikum. Morocco. Salam alaikum. Libya. Salam alaikum. Tunisia. Salam alaikum. Nigeria. Salam alaikum. Niger. Salam alaikum. South Sudan. Salam alaikum. Sudan. Salam alaikum. South Africa. Salam alaikum. African one Salam alaikum. African one Salam alaikum. Let's unite and be free. Salam alaikum. United we stand. Salam divided we fall. Assalamu alaikum. Salam alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
All right, salam alaikum, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you tune in today. It's concerned citizen of South Sudan. is live on Sunday, March 24th, 2024. I welcome all of you to this episode of Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. Please go ahead and share our live broadcast here in Facebook, YouTube, in Clubhouse. I want you to share across the board, and I hope those who are listening on the Clubhouse can hear me loud and clear. Is that correct, Aluel?
Yeah, you are loud and clear.
Thank you so much. Thank you. With that, you can see here our topic of today, what civil society and churches can do to bring change in the country. Of course, many people will be wondering what Jonker is trying to accomplish by, blending church in this political stuff. Well, as we said always, well, it's say here in the United States, um, you may not be thinking about politics, but politics is always thinking about you. And that's why the church has a role to play, civil society has a role to play. Not only they have that role to play, we are approaching actually the Easter, that resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ next Sunday. That's the Easter Sunday. I welcome all of you, and one of the reasons that addressing the churches in this very very important issues that we are facing in our country is because church they play a huge and big roles. Always congregations go to churches, youth, young, old. Churches are the only refuge for the people of South Sudan, are the only place that they get the peace when the preachers start preaching, when pastor and bishop and cardinals and all these things. As I said, many of you would be wondering, why are you particularly addressing the church? What church can do? Some people, they will come and say, this is the politics, has nothing to do with the church. Guess what? Everything is politics in life. Even in your own small house, you have to be diplomatic with your family. You have to be more, know how to deal with them. That is the politics. And above all, churches are teaching good practices, right? Good practices. And you remember, the declaration of faith, Qanun al-Iman, when you get baptized, when the child got baptized, always, you have to renew your faith. And that's why the priests, it sounds good to me when I said it in Arabic. Qanun al-Iman, because I took these classes in Arabic actually. And if it's a child that being baptized, in the younger child, and then in some churches, Catholic churches, of course, there are baptism always in the young children. And then there will be renewal of faith. Abuna biyasal. أتؤمنون بالله القادر كل شيء؟ نعم نؤمن. وبملائكة؟ نعم نؤمن. And then although you have to reject the evils, the devils, أترفضون الشيطان؟ نعم نرفض. وبجميع أعماله؟ نعم نرفض. All the nonsense, all the bad thing that devil do, yes, we reject. So we declare all these things. So the reason I'm bringing this, to this discussion, is because church teach good practice, church teach faith, and how always we can do right thing, and how always we can be a brother keeper, a sister keeper. You remember the song? Whatsoever you do to the rest of my brothers, that you do unto me. When I was hungry, you give me to eat. When I was thirsty, you give me to drink. Now enter to home, my Father. Right? Yeah. Later, Jesus will ask, whatever you have done in your lifetime, then you will be done. Whatever you have done, it's good, it's bad, it will appear there, right? I'm kind of, getting to preaching right spirit right now, right? Correct? But this is true. And the reason I sang that song, because as I said, churches, pastors, cardinal, bishops, they are teaching faith. They are teaching always good. Love one another, care for one another, respect one another, don't steal, don't kill, don't do bad thing, right? Okay, now if the church is teaching all these practices, good practices, not only good practices, these are the things that attach to our faith, because if we really want to do something without being with this kind of balance and doing good thing, and then the world will be more destructive, there will be more killing, there will be more bad things are happening. Now in our country, a lot of bad things are happening, and the bishops and the pastors and cardinals, Abu Nadal Katir, all over the country. Yes, amen. Yes, they are all teaching for good thing. It is good thing they are teaching good thing, right? Okay. Now bad things are happening in our country. And that's why I said from the beginning, the congregations, that the pastors, that the bishops, that the cardinals, Abu Nadal are teaching are really, really suffering. They are so suffering. And Abuna, pastor, preacher, you name it, they are the guidance of the congregation, right? Across the country. They are the guiding. They are teaching them good practice. They are teaching them still don't do bad thing. But look, top leadership in our country, they are stealing, they are killing. They are committing bad, they are committing adultery, they are doing. And I talk about the hawkers in J1 3 days ago, right? And that's not good. But I want to address you today. You, the pastor, you, the preacher, you, the bishop, you, the reverend, you, even the normal, faithful South Sudanese. I want to address you. What is your role? What can you do? What can you do to stop this? I know you are preaching. I know you cannot judge, but you have to spread the word of God. That's what you can do. You can teach people. ده الشغل اللي انت بتعمله. تعمل preaching، تعلم الناس انه ما يعمل حاجات بطال، انه يحترم اخوانهم وما يرتكبوا خطيه وما يسرقوا وما يقتلوا وما يعملوا. Right? These are the things that you are doing. But can you go extra mile? Can you go extra mile? Because Al-Masih said, Jesus said, if someone asks you to go with him 1 mile, go 2 mile, extra mile. If somebody asks you to go mile, go 2 mile. Now you are teaching. Can you teach more? Can you guide more these nations that have trapped, the nation that have trapped under the autocracy, under the authoritarian regime of Kirmayadit, can you go extra mile and talk to the nations and talk to your congregation? I'm not even asking you, the cardinal, you, the bishop. And I know I can admire, Bishop Santo Laco. Always he has been preaching that actually we need to come back, that actually leaders need to come back, that the country need to come back and repent and do the right thing. Because by doing the right thing, the country will go well. You feel me? You understand my point? So, churches have a role to play. Churches have a role to play. They have a role to guide. So, Abu Nar al-Katir, all this, a lot of gusus, a lot of pastors. I know you have been teaching, you have been singing, you have been teaching, you have been singing. But can you teach them that actually something wrong is happening in our country so we can have a healthy congregation? We can have a healthy congregation in our country. You can have a healthy congregation in your church. We can have a healthy people across the country. So people that can have an opportunity, children can go to school. Okay. So we don't have to face all this, political crisis in the country. The girls are not even going to school. The girls are getting pregnant even before they go to high school and having good education. This is about the moral, and this is the moral. This is about the moral obligation that we have been teaching, or we have been talking all over our civic education. This is about the moral. And if it is about the moral, you need to address the leaders. You don't need to be just politicized. You don't need to be yes, Okay, because Jesus himself did not accept Caesar. When they were so brutal on Jewish people, and he did not accept the Roman. The Roman, they were enslaving people. The government of Roman were enslaving, Jewish, and were enslaving other people who were under them. People were so suffering. They were tough. Jesus did not accept that. He said, I come to be the light. So since you are preaching the word of the light, the word to the world, why can you guide you, Abuna, you, the pastor, wherever? I've seen people always, they're praying, you are praying, you are praying, you are praying, and you want people to come to the church, and you are motivating for people to come to the church. But can you do this? This is part of your education. This is part of your, can it be part of your sermon? Can it be part of your actually preaching that actually wrong things are happening in our country? But now you, the citizen, this is your call duty, to call for an action, to call for something good to happen. I know I have addressed civil society, and it is a role also to go out and reject what is happening in our country. So now if you are teaching, you the pastor, you the bishop, you the cardinal, all this in our country, if you are teaching, these good teachers of our Lord Jesus Christ, can you go extra mileage? Can you guide the people? Can you guide them? Because look at the leadership. Look at what they are doing. It. They are practicing, Christianity. At the same time, they are practicing Kajajir and Juju and all this. You hear about, I know you guys are in there in Juba and Wow and Malakal and all this, town in the country. You have heard about what happened in Nairobi and the Juju. People being hanged, Piatim and all these things. You are aware of all these things. But to put this to an end, for the country to have peace and stability, it's for you to raise voice too. It's you to raise your voice too. You are the churches to raise voice too. You, the pastors. It's not enough what you're doing. It would be enough when you are guiding the people to go to the street and say, hey, enough. Martin Luther King, he was a pastor. Martin Luther King, that actually the leader of civil rights, the civil rights movement in the United States, started in the 50s and 60s. He was a pastor, but he has led people to the promised land. He have led people here in the United States to promised land. That's why today everybody is enjoying the civil right, the right of the citizen. But before, there were no equal right in the United States of America. So now I'm not asking you to be like a Martin Luther King, but can you play your role? You can play your role. Can you imagine? There are those who are saying that no, leave the church alone. We are a secular country. But okay, the people are the one that go into church. The people are the church actually. Church is not a building. Are the people. So when you said that, leave the church there and leave people alone, no, that's not true, because people are the church, because the pastor preached to the people, and these people are suffering from this dictator, from this authoritarian. And then now, since people are suffering and you are there preaching to them, talking to them every day, you can have that, mechanism of finding a way to get out of this. We cannot be trapped under the devil, because the devil always want to keep you down. And this is what the good fight that you are fighting always as a pastor. You have a good fight. You always come with a scenario. You have to come with a scenario to encourage, to motivate and to preach, so you can chase away the devil within ourselves, within the people. So this is the same thing. The devil can be chased away by doing right thing, by rejecting. As we declare our faith on Sunday, as we declare our faith, renew our faith, then again, this is the way of chasing away the devil, because the devil is all over, rampant in our country. They are stealing, they are killing, they are committing adultery, and they are the top leadership in the country. And they pretend they go to church every Sunday and kiss, cardinal hands, bishop hands, and they pretend to be good people. But in reality, they are doing bad things for their own interest. So now, I know you have been talking to them, you have been saying word, but you need to be guidance to the people of South Sudan. Because, as I said from the beginning, the church is the only resort for the people. It's the only place that people of South Sudan are getting comfort. Nowhere else they are getting comfort. They are not getting comfort anywhere. They are going to the church. It's the only refuge. That's why I am asking you to be a guidance. That's why I have to be a guidance. Look, when the president go out and give a speech, do you see huge number of people go there? But if there is a celebration at the church, when there is a celebration, you see a huge number of people, because that's the only place that they can get comfort. But can you guide them? Can you guide them that actually you have a right? This is your country, and you actually can change this. You, the people, you, the congregation, can change this, but they cannot do it alone. Since you are guiding them not to involve with evil, you can guide them, to get rid of evil. As I said, to get rid of evil. Because it's not enough, you are preaching, but this would be something actually conquered you are doing that will change the nation for a better, as I said, so people can have justice. And faith has something to do with justice. Because if you are a faithful person, you will not accept injustice. You will not accept, stealing. You will not accept killing. You will not accept all sort of things that are happening now in the country. There is nothing saying that it will not be effective. It is effective. Martin Luther King was effective. Why our pastor cannot be effective? Why our bishop cannot be effective? They can be effective. They can guide people of South Sudan to the promised land. To the promised land. They can do that. So, civil society, churches, people of good faith in SSPDF, and all in the country, they need to come together. You have been suffering for quite some times, but you know what? You can take this opportunity. You cannot just keep watching, as others are saying that, oh, we are going to keep watching until this, evil, satanic die. What, it didn't die? What if it didn't die? Are you going to wait until the devil die? The devil is not going to die like that. We have to confront that devil. We do. Since we have a faith, we have to confront that. That's why I decided to continue with civic education. And with this civic education, I ask you, the church leaders, the pastors, the preachers, whoever can you be, you have to play a role of guidance. Especially we are approaching the Easter. The Easter is going to be next Sunday. And today is Sunday. Then Easter, we are approaching Easter, and we want people of South Sudan to enjoy the fruit of peace and stability. At least they can have that peace of mind. But it won't happen if the satanic regime that's in J1 keep stealing, keep killing, and creating community violence, dividing people, and we are watching. It's not going to happen. And that's why you have to step in. And that's why you have to play this role. It is your role. It is a call for you. It is a call for you. Hey, it's not necessarily, a call can come from someone who doesn't talk politics. You may think that, oh, John Kor is idea is the one that's saying that. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not necessarily. It cannot come from bishop. You might be waiting. Maybe it can come from Pope, from somebody else. Pope has spoken before. He came to our country. And he came and he prayed with us. And he said, enough is enough. So now is your role. If Pope can come from Rome to South Sudan, from Vatican to South Sudan, and do that huge big mass, what can you do? You can play your role. And he said this when he came in February. He said that. He said that you have that role. Okay? You have that role to play. And now it is your opportunity. Pope has spoken. Someone else can speak. Listen, do not ignore one message. That because this guy actually making noise always in social media. I'm not making noise. I'm making a lot of sense. Okay, I do. I'm making a lot of sense. I know that I'm making a lot of sense. I know that you know that I'm making a lot of sense. But don't let your heart be troubled. Chase away the fears. And if you chase away the fears to be able to speak to the people, and it's preaching them and guiding them, you will chase away the fear that we have in our people in South Sudan. The fear that they cannot even say a word because they are worried, but they are suffering anyway. But you need to encourage them as a pastor, like what Martin Luther has done to the people here in the United States in the 60s. and they chase away the fears. And that's when he spoke and he said, you know what? Fear. He said, I'm fearless, but my problem is fear itself. I have to fight the fear. And then when you fight that fear among yourself, within yourself, you will be able to preach. You will be able to say anything, right? That's what we need to do to chase these fears away. You start from you. From you when you're saying the right thing, when you're doing the right thing. That's the time that actually you're chasing the fears away from you. And if you are able to chase the fears away from you now, you'll be able to chase the fear away from the ordinary, from the congregation, from those South Sudanese actually who are eager for change, for a better, because they need a better life. They need stability. They don't want to be rich. They want to have security, simple security, so they can move from Rumbek to Wow. They can move from Ye to Bor. They can move freely without any obstacles, without any fear. They need to be able to farm. But it won't happen, as I said, as long as we have this satanic regime in J1. It's not going to happen. And that's why you have a role to play. And that's why I said politics does not have just particular people that I can talk about the politics. You know, not everybody, people always, you know, not talking about politics, what things are okay. But if things are not okay, everybody in the country will be talking about politics. And that's why you see in South Sudan, some people are fearful. They don't want to talk because they're scared. They're scared. But people like us, they are not scared. Yes, I'm outside of the country. Maybe I have more political space. I can speak of mine without somebody intimidating me, okay, or threatening me. They still threaten me with their messages, but it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense to me. Okay. So take that bold decision and chase away the fears and preach that and tell people of South Sudan in your congregation, in your church that you pray, whether in Atlabara, whether in Gumba, Sherkat, whether where, whether Hayasora, or in Wow, in Medina. I see huge Abunat Katir. They have a lot of people. And that is the message actually they need to send. The message of truth. That the message of truth. When you say that, look after yourself, look after your brother, because I am my brother keeper, I am my sister keeper. Preach those who stealing, don't steal. And if they are not, say protest, go out and say no. No, enough is enough. You can guide people to go to the street so they can, you know, they can do this. They can do this. Yes, non-violent, yes. Non-violent can change things, Jama. We don't need violence. I know. If you are saying that non-violent will not change, what else can change? We don't want to be violent. We don't want our people to, you know, to cross the border to become refugees. No, we don't want that. And that's why we have to go out. You go out and protest your rights. Because if you wanted to do it through violence, and then those in regime, you are actually, you know, giving them an opportunity to say, oh, we are protecting ourselves. And then they will shoot the gun on you and you will shoot the gun on them. And then they will say, we are protecting ourselves because these people are trying, you know, to kill us. But when you go out in the street and protest your right, okay, when they do something bad to you, others are going to see. They're going to look so bad. They will look so bad. And that's why non-violence approach is a good tool. It's a good tool to fight the dictator. It's a good tool to fight kleptocracy. And this is your call. Try to have this moral obligation and moral courage. You have to have a moral courage to stand up, go for, خليك عندك شجاعة. اوكي زي ما انت بتعطينا الايمان، بتشرح لنا الايمان. ده الزمن اللي انت بتكون غدوه، كانت كغدوه كابونا، كمطران، ككاردينال، كمبشر. ده زمن انت بتكون غدوه للشعب الماشي في الظلام، للشعب المنكوب، للشعب اللي بيعاني. انه ده حقك، وعشان حقك ده تاخده ما بنطلب انه تحارب بقوة السلاح، ولكن تطلع برا وتقول يا اخي انا داير حقي. لانه السلطه الشيطانيه الموجوده في جي 1 اللي انتم شايفينه بنات يعني بيتسابقا لجي 1، والمبالغ الكبيره دي بتاعت البترول بيقسم في جي 1 من غير ما يدخلوا في خزينه الدوله، اوكي، وبيقسموا في اواسطهم. الكلام ده السلطه دي ما بتمشي الا الشعب دي يلقى قياده رشيده، قياده من الكنيسه، ان يقول لهم يا اخي صبرنا كثير، وده الزمن على انك تطلب حقك. تطلب حقك عن طريق السلم وليس عن طريق القوه. تطلع برا وتشرح 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 زي ما انا قلت. الزعيم الخدمه، زعيم السيفل سوسايتي في الولايات المتحده الامريكيه في الستينيات كان قسيس. مارتن لوثر كينج جونيور هو كان قسيس، ولكن عشان هو شايف الظلم اللي كان بيمارس ضد السود وضد الاقليه في البلد ده، ما رضى بالكلام ده. في النهايه ناس طلعت الشوارع، وناس طلعت المسيرات، وناس رفضت، وفي النهايه حصل عمليه بتاعت شنو السلم والعداله في الولايات المتحده الامريكيه. والان نحن لو ما كان في عداله ولو ما كان في السلم، هل كان في نظام كان يعمل ويجيب اللاجئين الناس البلد مخرب يجيبنا؟ ما كان بيجيبهم. وهو نحن هسه بنستمتع بالحقوق المدنيه اللي كان يعني ناضل من اجلها القسيس مارتن لوثر كينج. انا بطلب منكم القساوسه والمبشرين بتاع دولة السودان الجنوبي انه الحرب جربة، ناس عملوا كلام كتير، محادثات، مفاوضات وغيرها، مناشدات من دول الجوار، من المجتمع الدولي، من دول المحترمة. بابا فرانسيس جاء البلد، وأقيمت صلاة كبيرة جدا جدا في دولة السودان الجنوبي، وقام البابا بمناشرة الناس الحاكمين. ناشر الرئيس الجمهورية ونائبه وآوانه وغيره مناشرة قوية جدا جدا جدا، ولكن هؤلاء قلوبهم تحجرت، قلوب متحجرة، كل حجار في قلبهم. يعني ما في الليونة. قال لهم شعبي ده شعبك، مواطنين ده مواطنين بتاعنا. تتذكر في 2019 البابا غسل ارجل الرئيس سلفا كير، وغسل ارجل الوفد اللي كان ماشي معه، غسلهم عشان يوريهم التواضع. وانا اتكلمت دائما هي عن التواضع، واتكلمت انه لما تكون رئيس، لما تكون زعيم، لما تكون ليدر، لما تكون قائد، اهم الصفات القائد انه يكون شفيق، يكون عنده شفقه، يكون عنده حنان، يكون عنده رحمه. هل تتوفر هذه الشروط في رئيس بتاعنا؟ لا. رئيس بتاعنا قلبه متحجر، ورجل يحب نفسه، ورجل يحب المال، ورجل يحب السلطة، ورجل يحب كل شيء لنفسه. خلاص. وهو كمثل القني في كتاب المقدس الذي قال أنا الآن زرعت كثيرا وعندي محصول كبير، أنا بيعمل شنو؟ أنا بخزن ده والباقي ده أنا بيحرقه، وأقول لنفسي أشبعي واستريحي. هذا هو سلفا كير ميادين، هذا هو سلفا كير ميادين. ويستمتع بمال الأمة، يسافر لعواصم الدول وشعبه منكوب، وشعبه يعان، وشعبه يموت. يعني ده ما صفات الرئيس، ده ما صفات القائد. وهو يرفض انه يتنحى حتى ان يكون هنالك شخص اخر يستطيع انه يشيل البلد ده لبر الامان. لا، ده ما موجود في دفاتره، وعايز يموت في السلطه. عشان كده يا اخوه واخوات، يا القساوه، يا سيسترات، يا المبشرين، يا المطارنه، الكاردينالات، وكل والسيفل سوسايتي، اوكي، ده زمن انه نفتح عيوننا. ده زمن انك تجايد الشعب. انه انت صبرت كثير وتعبت كثير، والان ده زمن انك تطلب حقك عن طريق السلم. وطريق السلم، الناس اللي بيقولون في طريق السلم، اوكي، دي الناس اللي بيشرحوا لنا كلام الكويس، بيشرحوا لنا الطريق الحق دائما. فعشان كده القصص والمطارنه ده عندكم رول. المطران سانتو لاكو always هو الوحيد دائما الذي يتحدث عن الظلم، الذي يتحدث عن الكراهيه وعن الفساد وعن الانقسام وعن كل ما يمارسه حكومه سلفا كير ميادين. اوكي، ده زمن انك تضموا اصواتكم كلكم، كل المطارنه، كل القساوسه، كل المبشرين، كل السيسترات. ده زمن انه تضموا اصواتكم كلكم، لان هذا الشعب يحتاج السند، يحتاج من اوكي اللي بيديو الاشاره، واللي بيديو النصيحه من عندك، انه احنا دائما بنصلي، واحنا دائما بنشرح وبنتكلم عن الاشياء الكويسه، ولكن ده الزمن علينا تقول لهم ده حق بتاعكم، لازم تطلب الحق بتاعكم. ما تضرب زول، ما تشاكل مع زول، يطلعوا برا يقول يا سلفا كير يا اخي ارحل، لان انت ما قادر مع سلفا كير. هنا منقسمين، بيزرعوا الانقسام، بيزرع القبليه وزرع الشتات وزرع كل انواع وسرق اموال البلد، وما في مجال للناس انه يكون في النماء في البلد. لذلك دي مناشده كبيره جدا جدا بالنسبه لك. زي ما انا قلت قبل، ما ممكن انت تكون عندك كونجرجيشن شعب، يكون شعب، لان الكنيسه ما البيلدينج. لان في ناس هنا هيقول يا اخي ده بيتكلم عن شنو، بيتكلم عن ايه والكنيسه ده ما عنده علاقه مع السلطه. لا، الكنيسه الناس، والناس اللي هي التي تعاني من ايه؟ من بغض مين؟ من بغض سلفا كير وحكمه. لذلك الكنيسه قاده الكنيسه لازم يفتحوا عيونهم، لان المواطنين هم اللي بيصلوا، والمواطنين هم الذين يعانون. اذا كان المواطنين اللي بيعانوا they are the one that's suffering، اذا قاده الكنيسه عندهم الحق انه يتكلموا، انه يناشدوا، وانه يبشروا بانه لازم تاخذ حقكم. مارتن لوثر كينج فعل هذا في الولايات المتحده الامريكيه في الستينيات، انت عندك حق تفعل في ذلك. غاندي فعل ذلك في انديا، انت عندك الحق تفعل ذلك. الكنيسه عندها قوه، ما في كلام يقول يا اخي الكنيسه ما عندها قوه. الكنيسه عندها قوه، لان قوه الكنيسه هي الناس، لان الكنيسه ناس، الكنيسه people، الكنيسه ما بيلدينج، ما مبنى. اوكي، ما مبنى. لازم نعمل ريجكت زي ما احنا بنعمل ريجكت للشيطان دائما في ساندي، لازم نعمل ريجكت للبغض وللظلم وللقهر اللي بيقوم به جي1. شايفين رئيس يعني هو ماشي في عواصم، هسه الان هو وين؟ هو في كينشاسا. هل انت شفت الرئيس بيقوم بجولات ولائيه في ولايات العشر لدوله السودان الجنوبي؟ حصل مره انت شفت مشى ملكال ومشى واو ومشى اويل ومشى وين ومشى رومبيك ومشى يامبيو ومشى يي ومشى المناطق دي كلها؟ لا، لان لا يهمه امر المواطن، لا يهمه امر جنوب السودان، لا يهمه ان البلد ده يمشي قدام، لا يهمه المعاناه، لا يهمه المنكوبين الجايين من دوله السودان الجرم من الحرب هناك، لا يهمه هذا. يهمه انه يركب في السجاجه الحمراء ويعجر طائرات اجنبيه من الخطوط الجويه الاثيوبيه والكينيه والروانديه، هذا ما في الامر. وان يلبس بدله جميله وطاقيته وعصايته ويمشي، ده ما يهمه. ولكن معاناه بتاعت اليتامى، معاناه بتاعت المهربين القدامى، معاناه بتاع اطفال الذين استشهدوا ابائهم في الحرب اللي من اجله عندنا دوله السودان الجنوبي، المعاناه لانه في عندنا نساء ثكلى فقدوا ابنائهن اوكي في الحرب، وإذا كان في الحرب بتاعت 2013 ولا الحرب الليبريشن من 1982 83. ما بيهموا الناس ديل، لا يهمه انه يقعد في السلطه، يهمه انه يجيب جيش من دوله اجنبيه انه يجي يعملوا شنو، يعملوا حمايه ليظل في السلطه حتى ان يموت. هل هذا قائد يهمه امور دولتي، امور شعبه؟ لا طبعا، ده ما قائد. هل هذا قائد ان ياتي ويقول لا بد من الانتخابات ده لسلطه تنفيذيه فقط، ان نحن هنعمل انتخابات للسلطه التنفيذيه؟ طبعا عايز يلقى شرعيه، عشان كده قال داير يعمل انتخابات للسلطه التنفيذيه. ما حصل. انا شفته انه يكون في انتخابات للسلطه التنفيذيه في دوله ما، لانه السلطه الشرعيه اللي هو الليجيسليتر البرلمان هي التي تمثل الشعب، برلمان اللي بيمثل الشعب. فكيف انك ده تعمل انتخابات سلطه تنفيذيه بس عشان يلقى شرعيه لنفسه وما يكون فاضي، حتى ولو يقول يا اخي انا ما داير ازعاج، لان قد يكون في ناس عن ضمائرهم حيه في البرلمان يقولوا لا يا اخي اللي بيعمل ده غلط، انت بتعمل ده غلط، هو ما عايز كلام ده، عاوز ينفرد، عاوز يسرق، عاوز يحكم زي ما عايز. اوكي، ما عايز دوله السودان الجنوبي ده يشوب نماء ويشوب تنميه ويكون في خير فيه. لذلك الرساله وصلت من 2012 انه السيد سلفا كير ميادين لا يهمه امور الدوله وما فاضي. لذلك انت لابد انك تفكر في الموضوع ده خالص، انه سلفا كير ميادين ده هو ما فاضي وغير فاضي لدوله السودان الجنوبي وللمواطنين من دوله السودان الجنوبي. يا اخوتي واخوات، يا اهلنا، اوكي، يا قساوسه اللي يبشرونا دائما وبيقولوا تعالوا الكنيسه، اوكي، عندك دور تو بلاي، عندك رول تلعبه، وهذا رول انك تقايد، انك تناشد، وانك تبشر، وانك تشرح لمواطن، لكونجريجيشن، للشعب اللي بيصلي عندك انه لازم نطلب حقه، وانت ذاتك تكون القائد بالنسبه لهم، قائد لشيء كويس. انا ما قلت لك شيل سلاح، ولكن to lead them لبروميس لاند. بروميس لاند اللي بيكون فيه شنو؟ بيكون فيه سلام ومحبه ووئام. هنا العهد الجاي هنا خاشين في اياد القيامه، ليكن قيامه المخلص رب يسوع، ليجعل سلام في بلادنا، وليلمس قلوب القساوسه وقلوب المطارنه وقلوب المبشرين وقلوب الشعب وكل من يهمه امور بلدنا، ان يقولوا كفايه 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 and كفايه. Whatsoever you do to the less of my brothers, that you do unto me. كل ما تفعلونه لاخوانكم الصغار تفعلونه لي. هذا السؤال سيسأل المسيح عنكم بهذا السؤال. Whatsoever you do to the less of my brothers, that you do to me. And if you are my brother keeper and a sister keeper, and if I am a brother keeper and a sister keeper, and then there is a need for us to come together and reject the evil of J1 and reject the evil of Salva Kiir Mayardit and reject all the stealing and killing and all the corruption, and say we need refresh, we need a new beginning for our country. And that new beginning is not going to happen if Kiir is in charge, because it hasn't shown anything, it hasn't shown any progress, it hasn't shown anything whatsoever since 2005 until up to date. So ده رسالتي لكم، ده رسالتي لكل من هو بيحب الوطن وكل من بيحس بأن الوطن عزيز علينا، والذين يعني مثلا اللي بيموتوا والبيعانوا كل يوم، انه ده اهلنا، ديل اهلنا، ديل ابنائنا. الظلم انه في ناس اطفالهم ما بيمشوا مدارس في البلد، وفي ناس عيالهم بيمشوا احسن مدارس في كينيا، في يوغندا، في الدول دي كلها. هنا عايزين الظلم ده تجيف، وهنا عايزين نبني مستقبل جديد لبلدنا. نبنيها كيف؟ ما بنبنيها بوجود كير واعوانه، ما بنبنيها، ما يتبني. لان كير خطته انه ما نزرع، خطته انه ما نستقل الموارد دي لاجل الشعب، خطته انه الموارد تكون كده ونحن نجيب حاجات من يوغندا ومن كينيا باسعار باهظه جدا جدا وبلدنا ما تمشي لقدام. اوكي، لان يوغندا هي اللي بيعملوا حمايه. هسه الان جايبين جيش من يوغندا ليه؟ لانه الشعب خلاص، الشعب تعب، والشعب بدا خلاص يتكلم، فهو عارف الخطر القادم له وليس لبلدنا، له. لذلك عشان كده مشى جاب جيش من يوغندا. والان بيقول شنو؟ بيقول لا ما في جيش، ما في، ما اعرف ايه، نفس زي التكتيك، زي الخطه اللي عملوها قبل سنه سنتين، وقد جابوا مصريين، اوكي، وقالوا دنيا يعملوا تنظيم النهر، وقالوا ما في مكانات، جبناه وما جبنا ونكروا الكلام ده. لكن في النهايه الناس دي شهادتها لما الناس كانوا عملوا شو الدبيت في جوبا وتتكلم عنها. اوكي، هذا يتكرر من جديد. وزي ما انا قلت لكم في الحلقه الماضيه انه رئيس الفكير جرب كل شيء في الشعب السوداني الجنوبي. He used all the tools. Okay, and he figured out ان الناس دي ناس طيبين، وان الناس دي ما ناس ترفين، وان الناس دي ناس عندهم patient. So he taking advantage. بيستقلهم بكل طرق، يستقلهم، يسرق مالهم ويعمل ويعذبهم وما يخليهمش لقدام. بقى يستقلنا لانه جربنا. وانا اديتكم مثل سمك القرش اللي كان قال للتمساح انه انت بتجري مني ليه؟ انا ما عندي اسنان. ومن يوم ذاك التمساح بقى شنو؟ يعضي سمك القرش يقطعه نص واصبح شنو؟ فريسه بالنسبه له، بيكون غداء يكون فطور. بنفس الطريقه رئيس الفكير يعني جرب المواطن السوداني الجنوبي ويعرف ان المواطن ده مسكين ونازل مساكين، المثقفين مساكين ما بيعملوا له حاجه، فينفرد زرع القبليه وزرع الندى الاقليميه وزرع الكراهيه في وسط الناس وعمل 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 وعمل. خلاص هو استطاع. ولكن عندنا النافسه. we still have that نافسه. النافسه دي انه نحن القصص زي ما انا وجهت الرساله دي انه يبشروا بده في الكنائس انه يا جماعه كفايه. الكلام ده ما يكون بس بيشوب سانتو لاكو الون، الكلام ده يكون كله كنائس، كله انجيليه اسقوفيه وما اعرف ايه وكله local. all these churches they need to do this. It's not enough for you to preach about, don't do this and pray. Yes, amen, and assume go. No, we need to go to the street. You need to lead people in the street. Take them, شيلهم، خليك معاهم قدامهم زي ما فعل موسى كان طلع الناس من عذاب فرعون. Okay, عندك role to play. الكنيسة، الكتاب المقدس يعني فيه عبر كثيرة جدا جدا انه نحن نخلص ناسنا. فيه عبرة موسى، أهل نينوى. أوكي، داود استطاع أن يقتل جولاد بالمخلاع فقط. حاجة صغيرة كده بس. لأن أنت دايما لما يكون لك إيمان، لما يكون لك faith وdetermination وعزيمة، أنت بتستطيع. المسيح قال حتى الجبل you can move it from place to place if you have that faith. لما نطلع كلنا عارفين انه ده حق بتاعنا، لما نكون انت تطلب في الحق ما في زول بيقدر، الظالم ده ما بيقدر. الظالم I fall. الظالم is not going to do it like what David has done. لما هو صغير الشاب بس بنبلته استطاع to defeat جوليات. قدر. so سلفكير ده هو شنو يعني؟ you will defeat him and we don't want to defeat him by gun. we will defeat him peacefully. لو طلعنا برا كلنا كده we will defeat him peacefully. ويرحل. تعاليم كثيرة في الكتاب المقدس بيقول كلام ده. And that's why take this opportunity. My brother, pastor, bishop, preacher, you guide the people. The people are singing every Sunday. This is your time to guide them. We need to try all tools because we have suffered. We need to try this. We don't want to fight because if we are fighting with gun, and then our people are going to suffer. We have enough refugees in Uganda, in Kenya, in Ethiopia, in Sudan. Our people are in exile in huge numbers, millions. We don't want to do that. But we need to stand firm together. And together, we can defeat the evil. Together, we can defeat it. Not only prayers alone, not by fasting alone, but by walking together, holding hand tight and walking and shouting, Kir must go, and Kir must go now. We need our country. We need peace. We need peace and harmony. We need stability. We are one people. We belong together. We are not people that Kir divide and other people think, because are the same people that fought for common purpose not too long ago. We can do it, and we can do it. Thank you for listening here on Facebook. I think I'm going to close the Facebook, and I will continue in Clubhouse to give people an opportunity to weigh in so they can speak as well. So thank you and have a lovely night. Go out, go and preach that word. Please, Abuna. Bashiru. بشروا بالكلام الصح بالحق. Thank you.